Chapter 229. The sound of gunfire and cannons echoed, deafening and headache-inducing. Countless bullets were fired, from traditional ammunition to spirit-encased bullets, until the sky was ablaze and the sea was boiling. Yet, the mutated sea beasts still roared ferociously. Look at those two sharks. Even if each bullet only feels like a slap on their bodies, thousands of slaps will make you flinch. Of course, the beasts that can withstand human bullets have all surpassed the transcendent Second Order, and they are not the majority in this sea beast army. Many have died. Some branches of the sea beast army directly leaped onto the warship's deck, and this was when the superhuman warriors took action. They immediately rushed to stop the enemy. At this level, physical form is no longer an advantage. Most of the superhuman warriors have also surpassed the Second Order. A few have reached the transcendent Fourth Order, but the sea beasts continued to dive down, bypassing the front line and surfacing. They appeared right in the middle of the warships. From this angle, one can see how few superhuman warriors humanity has, completely surrounded by the enemy from all directions. The leader of the Teutonic military group was attacked from behind. He clearly noticed it. But it seems that enemies have appeared on both the left and right. This scene is truly disheartening. An officer in the control room reported that a large number of sea beasts had appeared on the right after observing the screen. At this moment, they were fiercely fighting with the kings of the sea on the front. Spiky monsters appeared in the middle, and now on the right, it seems that the sea beasts are gradually surrounding them. On the right, indeed, a group of sea beasts were frantically approaching. Those that surfaced would be shelled from a distance. Don't underestimate these bullets. A huge sea beast had its neck torn apart by a bullet. The pain made it angrily decide to also attack from a distance with its breath. A faint purple spirit force shot straight out, aiming directly at the command room of the warship, immediately causing a large explosion. But it seems that this attack did not carry a strong explosive power. Only seeing everything inside the warship being overloaded with electricity, it seems that the attack just now carried electricity. Soldiers continuously reported damage. The left side of the ship was heavily damaged, the ammunition was gone, and the ship began to take on water. The commanding officer, despite his injured head, still tried to ask his subordinate officer if the warship's propulsion system was okay. Meanwhile, the subordinate officer had to switch to emergency power mode. The commanding officer ordered that they must fight tenaciously at all costs. They cannot let these sea beasts leave. Oh, do they have a plan? He shouted loudly. Full force attack. And the warship began to accelerate to its maximum. Damn it, are they going to charge straight into the enemy? But suddenly a beast exploded. How lucky. What happened? It was Yule. He noticed on the side of the China Federation. Beasts kept appearing. More than anywhere else, they had no way to kill all the sea beasts. Yule, even though he was surrounded, he still tried to look to the right, where hundreds of warships were being held back. The Octopus King was still fighting with the young prison chief from Africa. This situation really made people despair, because Yule knew sooner or later their ammunition would run out. Then the pressure of combat would weigh heavily on the superhuman warriors. A tragic end. The whole army would be annihilated here. On this side, the superhuman warriors had begun to lose strength and were being suppressed. The number of sea beasts was too large. They rushed up layer upon layer without fear. Human casualties began to increase. Precious superhuman warriors also began to fall, or were directly bitten to death like this. The two female ambassadors, Lindsay and Aisha of the Divine Tree, also appeared in the naval force of the Ten-Nation Alliance. They were fighting alongside other superhuman warriors. Lindsay was frustrated by the onslaught of these sea beasts. Fighting endlessly, she gritted her teeth and exclaimed, "Damn it! Where did so many come from?" Suddenly a big mouth opened and snapped at her from the right. Just as the foul breath rushed towards her, Lindsay knew she couldn't escape. But another beast's mouth with pale green skin snapped at the beast. All happened in an instant. Lindsay sweated in terror. Knowing she had just returned from the dead, her savior was none other than the five-headed snake of Misty Mountain. But the girl didn't know the identity of this beast, only saw it had no malice, and was heading towards the enemy in front. While Lindsay was still stunned, the sea rolled and something big surfaced. It turned out the mutated whale of Misty Mountain had brought its clan. This force was like rain in a drought. Although it couldn't reverse the situation, but the increased combat power would help them prolong the time. All for one goal, that is to prolong a few more minutes, not to let the whole army be annihilated. Yul still thought that there were sea beasts attacking from behind. His heart was pounding. He had to know that if one side of the human navy disintegrated, then the whole battle would be nothing. But the strange thing was these sea beasts were showing ferocity and rushing towards the sea beasts in front. The Islamic saint at this time no longer had the elegant and refined look as usual. He in this battle really had surpassed his own limits. His whole body was bruised, but the aura from the beasts behind attracted him. These sea beasts had the scent of the divine tree. Were they the army of Misty Mountain? He had never felt such salvation when he knew the people of Misty Mountain had come. Suddenly, a powerful storm swept through, knocking down the Sea Crab King, almost sweeping away the saint. A hoarse voice rang out with dignity, "It's not the end yet, don't give up." The booming voice was so terrifying that everyone could hear it, and of course, they could also feel how strong the speaker was. The young prison chief was also surprised, because the man in front of him was none other than Seth, the Lord of the Western Desert. He had now taken off his headscarf, indeed looking like the god Seth. In his hand he held a scepter made from the roots of the divine tree, and the gem, I don't know. It seems to be a treasure of the world. Seth declared that this time it was not just him who came here. As soon as he finished speaking, a group of giant ice lizards appeared. They walked on two legs and their bodies were as big as a building of several dozen stories. As soon as they appeared, they roared fiercely, raised their hands, a stream of cold air rushing forward at -100°C. In an instant it froze a large area of the sea. Well done. This method can prevent and prolong the time very effectively. Even the nearby entities will be slowed down by the extremely low temperature. The Arctic Queen appeared. Is she a mutated cricket? She spoke softly like the sound of a stream. Having land will be more advantageous for humans, right? Well, it's not a bad strategy. She created a whole piece of land with her ice. Even this ice is frozen tens of meters below the sea surface, extremely solid. King Luo was extremely excited, shouting and rushing. Even though I don't understand what the hell is going on, this is too wonderful. Indeed, the home advantage of the sea beasts almost ended here. The superhuman warriors just waited for this, fully exploiting their advantage. You have to know that they are used to fighting on land. With a large space and battlefield, they can freely create strategies from their unique skills. But at sea, they can only fight on warships a few dozen meters wide. A red-eyed wolf just got punched in the nose. Its life is over. The person who did it was Xiao Ling with a burning hand. Behind her, a group of people slowly appeared. Then they all rushed up excitedly. The feeling of this group is really bloodthirsty. They are the monsters that Xiao Ling has painstakingly collected over the years. The Catman with extraordinary skills rushed up first. Facing them is a group of mixed beasts from Australia. A bird's mouth is wide open. What is this thing? Ching Chong and his comrades were amazed. Damn it. What kind of creature is so beautiful, and especially its aura, so powerful, like a blazing fire streaking across the sky? Then the phoenix began to gather spirit power. A ball of light as bright as the sun appeared, getting bigger and bigger. Just in one blow, the beasts in front were burned to ashes. Snake Girl was surprised. Didn't know who it was. It came to help us? How could they know? This guy is too mysterious. If I'm not mistaken, it's the Lucky Crow, with a bad luck, self-esteem and autism reaching the positive infinite level, but always lucky at critical moments. And so, the battle returned to a fierce stalemate. The sea beasts were not infinite. They also had factions, and not all were powerful. Seeing reinforcements had arrived, humans immediately rose up with a tenacious fighting spirit. By the way, the boss of Dragon Corp is still alive after 1,000 battles. The China Federation should honor him. The Divine Tree said to the Dark King, "Humans are inherently foolish, even if they know they can't win. But if the end hasn't come, they will never give up, and do you know? No matter what living creature, they will resist death." Clearly, the Dark King also felt the changes in the battlefields. The Divine Tree at this moment roared, "We haven't given up yet." The Dark King also got angry. "Then I will kill you first, then kill them all later, haha." Indeed, he didn't have faith in his army, but just as the two were about to rush into each other, a corner suddenly exploded. Both immediately looked over. Don't say these two looked with their eyes. Before the dust and smoke had cleared, they had felt the aura of those who came here. They were very strong. Appearing in there was the three-eyed shining divine elephant. In addition to two other creatures, the divine tree looked over and opened wide in surprise, even stuttered, Gods? Damn it. Besides the elephant with a transcendent appearance, why do I feel that those two beasts are not that special? Finally, there is a dragon, and the one next to the divine elephant is the seahorse we saw about 10 chapters ago. Just know that those two beasts have ranks that seem much higher than the divine elephant. They are the divine entities of Heaven Mountain. And so, the reinforcements of the divine tree had also arrived. At this moment, the battle could not be predicted at all. End of chapter 229.